and
Okay.
I will go ahead and start recording. So welcome everyone who is watching this in replay mode. And I will be posting this. I've got Michelle on the line tonight, and if anyone else sneaks in, we'll be sure to say hello to you as well. I am working on a new 6 Weeks to Success program that I want to be able to teach you guys, and I'm going to get my PowerPoint up. So give me just a minute here to get this guy working. So I know that Michelle is she's on the phone, so she's not able to see the PowerPoint. So for those of you who are watching the replay, or for Michelle, when you go back and if you want to watch this later, I will be posting the video where it will have the PowerPoint. So this is our 6 Weeks to Success. So basically each Wednesday night at 8:30, it should only last about 25-30 minutes unless you guys have more questions or need help with anything specific. The calls are very brief, and it's basically just a touch base call to teach some new skills for how to grow your business, how to become a stronger consultant with your show schedule, with your new team members, adding those if that's something that you want to do, with becoming a strong seller. And each week we're going to be touching on a different topic. So this class is designed to help you start maximizing your potential to start filling up your calendar with bookings, your pocketbook with paychecks, and your product knowledge to peak performance. So are you ready to get started?
Sure.
Yeah, all right, good. It's me and Michelle. We're ready to get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the belief triangle. And the belief triangle is something that in business you probably hear a lot, and especially in direct sales, because what it is it's something that when you're looking at the triangle and you got the four, so I'm painting a mental picture for Michelle because she's listening in. So if you have the shape of a triangle, you have in each of those corners of the triangle where it has belief, actions, and results. And what that is your beliefs determine your actions determine your results, and your results reinforce your beliefs. Ignore my child behind me blowing his nose. And so I'll go over that again. So you've got your belief that determines your actions that determine your results, and your results will reinforce your beliefs. So let's talk about that. Let's say you're getting ready to make some booking calls and you grab your phone and you find the first number to make a phone call, but you're unprepared for what to say. So the first thing your brain tells you is, I don't know why you're making this call. She's not going to answer. I don't even know what I'm really going to say. She'll probably say no if she does answer. I know she's so busy with her kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we're listening to that inner voice, that inner person telling us the reasons why this phone call is not going to go well. So when she does pick up the phone, you might say something like, hey, Jane, I know you're super busy and probably can't, but I'm trying to book some shows in February. I know you're probably going to say no, but do you think you could do a party for me? And so how does that sound, right? You're already setting yourself up for the fact that you think she's going to say no. My 8-year-old, he always comes to me with a question where he says, Mommy, I know you're going to say no, but, and then he'll ask me, and I say, well, why do you start it that way? Ask me first, give me the opportunity to say yes. So the same thing is true when you're talking to people to get those shows. So maybe it's that you don't believe that our products are so amazing that anyone would drop everything to have a party. You don't believe that your shows are so much fun and that they are not miss events that anyone would be crazy not to attend. Maybe you don't believe that you can change lives by teaching people a few recipes and products that will transform their dinner time dilemmas and bring their family back to the table again. So it's the topic we're wanting to focus on today is belief. We want to reinforce our belief system and figure out why we're doing what we're doing. So you need to start looking at your phone like this. And on my PowerPoint, it has a phone with $100 bills coming out of it. So to paint that picture for you, Michelle, because the phone is your modem for your future, and it's the source of financial freedom, and it's the answer to an empty calendar. So I know for Michelle, she's working a virtual business. So virtual businesses, you really don't have to necessarily pick up the phone because most of your business is going to be driven from Facebook. But making those personal connections with people you don't know is going to be key. So when you have a party with your friend and she invites all her friends to that party and you don't know them, you have to be able to talk to them on Facebook, add them as friends on Facebook so that you can build a relationship with them online to be able to ask for shows later. So that's something that you'll probably want to talk into doing. I add everyone on Facebook. I'm never worried. Some people don't. It's really your preference, but honestly, once you're talking to them in the party, they are more likely to add you back, and then they'll see what you're posting, so that way they're like, oh yeah, I want to do that too. But we need our phones to start, we need it to start and see how to use our phones as an instrument, because that's going to help firm what we believe. So belief, let's look at that and what we believe. So I know that, Michelle, you're driving, so you're going to have to do this in your head. Don't actually write it down. And you're brand new, so you might not even know all of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about, but that's okay. So be thinking about this. And for those of you who are watching the replay that can grab a piece of paper and pen to answer these, just answer yes or no and answer them honestly. Do you believe in our products? Do you believe that Pampered Chef products are the best kitchen tools on the market? Do you believe that our rock crock can change lives because it goes everywhere? On the stovetop, in the microwave, in the oven, under the broiler, on the grill. It can go in the fridge and the freezer. And best thing, it's dishwasher safe. Do you believe that our salad choppers will slice through the cooked chicken so much easier than using a fork and knife to shred it up, and it takes less time? Do you believe in our products so much and the warranty behind them that Pampered Chef has a quality product? So that one's a yes or no when you're thinking about it. Do you believe in our host opportunity? Do you believe that Pampered Chef has one of the most generous host programs out there? If you ever decide you want to host a party for someone else, in the very beginning of my business, I did that all the time. I did party swaps. So I would host a party for a 31 girl. She would host a Pampered Chef party for me. And I would end up with like $30, $40 in free stuff, and they'd always end up with $115 from me. So you want to be able to look at our host program and really buy into that belief system that we have one of the best programs on the market, because we do. If you look at and compare our rewards to other direct sellers, you'll see Pampered Chef is very, very generous with what we give to our hosts. So do you believe in that? Is that something that you're talking to people about how our host program is an amazing opportunity to get a ton of free stuff? Company average, the average show is $599. So for curiosity's sake, I rounded up $1 and say it's $600. I was going to grab a catalog real quick. So with a $600 show, your host is getting $115 in free products. That's crazy. And she's getting 3 half-price items and a 25% off unlimited discount on anything else she wants. So when you're looking at that, and if you're brand new like Michelle is, and you don't have an average yet for your show, you can say, well, you know what? The company average is a $600 show. So that means that our hosts on average get $115 in free. Let's do it. Do you believe in our business opportunity? Do you believe that this company can change people's lives? Do you believe that by offering this to someone, you can help them get out from under some debt? Do you believe that you're able to get out from under some debt, that you're able to have some extra cash to spend on whatever you want, that you're able to have a little bit more cushion in your budget from paycheck to paycheck by doing something a little extra? Do you believe in a company? I mean, Pampered Chef has been around for 36 years. We have a ton of name recognition, but do you believe in the vision and the mission of our company? And if you need to figure out where all that is, it's on our website when you go to About Us. But our mission is, and I'm going to read it right here from the catalog. So our mission is, we are committed to providing opportunities for individuals to develop their God-given talents and skills to their fullest potential for the benefit of themselves, their families, our customers, and the company. We are dedicated to enhancing the quality of family life by providing quality kitchen products supported by service and information for our consultants and customers. Pampered Chef is all about giving us the resources we need to be successful and giving us this amazing product that has a ton of backing. Our products have an amazing warranty. The company has great name recognition. We have an amazing CEO that's doing wonderful things, Tracy Britt Cool. She's one of the youngest CEOs in the industry, and she's on the top 30. She was top 30 under 30 because she started with us when she was 28, and as a CEO. She was Warren Buffett's right-hand woman. Straight out of college, he trained her, and he actually owns Pampered Chef. So if you didn't know that, we are part of the Berkshire Hathaway umbrella, and he brought her over to us, and she's been phenomenal. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you have what it takes to be an amazing consultant? Do you believe that if there's something you don't know, that you can find it and be able to figure out what you need to do to learn everything to be able to do this? And believing in yourself is really a driving force here. And when you break that down, do you believe in yourself with your business? Do you say, I can do this Pampered Chef thing, I've got it? Or do you say, you know what, I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't work, that's fine? What is your belief system there? In your family, what does your family say about you doing Pampered Chef or about what it's done for you? I know for my kids, they like the fact that we have extra money to do stuff. My husband loves the vacations. So it's, what does that belief system look like with your family? Are they encouraging you? Are they supporting you? Or are they saying, why are you leaving the house again? Where does that stand? What is your belief in the lives of others? Do you feel like you're making an impact, helping people learn about the products, learn some new recipes, those kind of things? Do you believe that you're someone who can get it done? I know one thing I always hear is, oh my gosh, I could never do what you do. Because I am very busy. And I don't say busy like, oh, I'm so busy. But, when you look at the fact that I've got 2 small kids at home, we're constantly going from one thing to the next. I volunteer at the school. I've got a husband who constantly, it's like we're going all over. They have music lessons. They've got sports everywhere. So it's like, but you know what? At the end of the day, do you feel you can get it all done? Do you feel like you can work in those pockets of time? When I was working full time, I would always say that, I would give myself 15 minutes. My 15-minute drive to work, I'd make phone calls. My 15-minute drive home, I'd make phone calls. On my lunch break, I would make phone calls until I got my calendar where I wanted it to be, because it's something that I wanted to do. Do you feel that you're confident with the business? And Michelle, you're brand new, so your confidence will come. The virtual is a little easy because you can fake anything. When you're in front of people and you kind of stumble a little bit, that's where you'll go, oh, I don't know everything. And it's fine to not have to know everything, but you'll get there. So do you believe that you can be confident with the information that you know? And I know already you've added a new team member and you've been here a week, so that's incredible. So do you feel like you have what it takes to be a strong recruiter? If that's something that you want to do, if you want to build a team, do you feel like you have enough belief in yourself to go, you know what, I'm doing this, let's do it together. Why not? And on the belief system, do you think positively? Do you see yourself as successful? And as a successful business owner, because this is, at the end of the day, Pampered Chef is your business, and you are your own CEO. So you can take this business to the tippy top and make as much money as you want. And if your dream at some point is to go, you know what, I don't want to work 40 hours a week, I want to work 40 hours a month instead, then that's something that Pampered Chef can do for you, to work you into that position where if that's something you want, we have the information, we have the Pampered Chef career plan that you can follow and be able to be as successful as you want with your business. Do you feel like you're a successful, that you're the leader of a successful team? I mean, so right now, I know Michelle's brand new, but she's added a team member, and she might not be thinking, oh my gosh, my team's successful. It's going to get there. And do you feel like do you believe that you're a leader that can be this leader of a great, successful team? And that comes from other training as well. Pampered Chef has a ton of training online, and I know Michelle's jumped into some of that already, but on Pampered Chef University, anything and everything that you would want to learn about, it's on there. Do you believe that you're a strong seller? When you look at your show average, do you believe that you can do a company average and do a $600 show every time you do a party? Or if you're going to go out to leave your house to do a party, what would a $1,000 show look like, or a $1,200 show average? What can you do to be able to become a stronger seller? What do you need besides the belief that I'm doing it? Some training. Product training is always great. There's a ton of it on Consultants Corner as well. Observing other shows. If you're able to observe live shows, and I know Michelle's wanting to do virtual only, so if you're able to chime in and observe someone else's virtual show and see what they're doing, then definitely take the time to do that, because those are things that are going to make you become a better consultant. So the picture that I'm showing now, Michelle, just to paint the picture for you, is the picture of a house that has 4 columns in the front. And it's just a simple picture, but it's got the 4 pillars there, and each of the pillars has a different success for your business. So the first one is belief. That's what we're talking about tonight. The second pillar of success is passion, which we'll be talking about next week. The third pillar of success is skill, and the last pillar of success is will. So if any one of these pillars is lacking, what's going to happen to the roof? What do you think? It's going to collapse. Exactly. So we need to work on our belief, our passion, our skill, and our will. So each of the first 4 classes that we do is going to be focusing on a different one of those pillars. So next week we'll be talking about passion and how to bring that into our business. So what do you think you can do to strengthen your belief system?
Me?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I just want to learn more about the business and I already use the product, so I obviously know that. But I just want to know more. So, like when people ask me questions, like I'll know right offhand.
Absolutely.
As far as like the warranty goes and things like that.
I always tell them at my shows too, and it's easier, I think, in front of people because you can show them the catalog. And and when you look to the right of the item, the price, it'll in a circle, it will have what their warranty is. So if I'm looking at the meat lifters, it tells me in the circle next to it, they have a 5-year warranty and they're dishwasher safe. So the catalog is a great tool when you go through and look all over the catalog, because it's going to give you everything you need to know about the products. It's going to read it like it's a magazine. You'll be able to learn about the products. You'll be able to learn what other things it does, gives you other ideas that you can do with each of your recipes. But, and it's a great one to take with you to actually just kind of brush up. And I always never have to know everything. So don't feel the pressure, Michelle, to have to learn everything about every product because our products change. I always know if I can find the information, I don't have to memorize it. So I can always say, well, you know what? That's a great question. Let me look that up and get right back to you. Or I'll look it up on my phone on the app and I'll say, oh, that has a 3-year warranty. So so I am going to be assigning homework on these calls. It's very, very little homework, so it's not like you have all this work to do. But the homework for this week, it's twofold. The first part is to believe again. And in order to do that, you're going to need to play with your tools. Make dinner with your products every night. Take pictures of your dinners and what you're using to cook them in. Videos. If we did a challenge a couple weeks back where we encouraged all of our team to go Facebook Live to talk about products. So I would encourage you to get comfortable doing some videos just to show people, because they like to see us be real, and post on Facebook what you're making and fall in love with this company again. There's a ton of Pampered Chef demos on YouTube. You can always Google anything, and I can post some names too of some strong sellers, strong recruiters that are phenomenal shows to watch on YouTube, because they post their trainings and it's awesome. So I just type that into YouTube and I'll just go through and listen to a few trainings while I'm working out and know that I'm getting some training in. But watching a strong seller show, if you know someone is doing $1,000 show average in your area, make a point to say, okay, when's your next show? I want to come see it. You don't have to do all of these things, of course, but the more you do, the more you're going to increase your belief in the company, your belief in our products. And that's the first foundation we have to conquer before we can move on to passion. And the one phone call I want you to listen to, and there's one phone call I want you to listen to, and then I want you to schedule some time where you can talk to me about it, and so we can talk about your progress this week. So we're doing these calls on Wednesday. I would like to hear from everyone by Sunday about what you thought of the call that you listened to, and also to share your 5 takeaways. And I'll post this on that 6 Weeks to Success group as well. But the phone call is Product Pros Have Bigger Shows. And it's by Christina Cunningham and Joe Hackman. It's on Pampered Chef University. If you go under the selling section, there is a peer sharing resource, and there's a PDF resource that goes with it that has effective selling skills and understanding your products under that resource section. So after, it's about a 45-minute phone call. So if you know you've got some drive time, you can listen to it on the call on your drive, and then have those resources so you can keep them and read over them, because honestly, the more trainings you do, the more it's going to be easier for you just to spit it right back out. And of course, when I talk to you sometime between now and Sunday, I would love for you to share your 5 takeaways from the call. What are 5 things you learned that you want to implement? And then also on that call, I want to talk about how many shows you did this week, how many bookings you got this week, how many leads. Leads are people who haven't set a date yet, but who have said, oh, maybe let me think about it. And that could be leads for bookings. That could be leads for new team members. Be thinking about what's something that you struggle with this week, over the next week. What's something that you struggle with? What's one thing that you could brag about? Like, what have you done really well this week? And each week we'll have a new call for you to listen to and to start strengthening those 4 pillars. So that is tonight's call on belief. Next week we will be talking about passion. Michelle, do you have any questions for me?
I do. And I may find this on, like I said, I'm so brand new that I'm still learning everything.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the videos of the products and the pictures and like the sayings of what you post under the product,
Mm-hmm.
is that what's also on the PC University?
Those are, so when I'm doing the virtual shows, there's someone who does an amazing job with her outlines. Her name is Charlotte Nagai. She went from being a consultant to an executive director where she makes on average $8,000 to $9,000 a month, and she's done that in 3 years. And she's built an entire 100% virtual business. So she does all her own outlines. She comes up with the wording. She finds wording from all over. She gets pictures from everywhere. Some pictures she'll take herself and compile. But she has a ton of different outlines. And I did add you to that new virtual party success group that is on Facebook. So you should be able to go into that one as well. I have it pinned up at the top for me so that I see it. It's one of my favorited groups because there are people who will share their outlines in there. They share their pictures and graphics that they're doing. It's such an amazing resource of just people who just collaborate, and they're like, hey, I came up with this cool game, you guys can use it. Or, hey, I want to do the top 5 answers for this question. Go ahead and post your answers below so I can come up with the top 5. That's where those things come from, is consultants that are doing it. So there's a ton on there, and definitely it's a place where you could totally get lost because there's a lot of information.
What was it called? What was it called? Things I didn't have my pen.
The group is New Virtual Party Success Group, and I added you just after. Might have been the day after you joined. And if you do a search for it at the top on Facebook and you don't find it, let me know. I'll go in and I'll tag Charlotte and tell her to add you. Because a lot of times they don't add just anyone. They have to see Pampered Chef in your name or in your Facebook profile somewhere so that they'll add you and know. I've been on there for 3 years, so they know that I only add people that are Pampered Chef anyways. But in case they missed it and didn't approve you yet, if you do a search for it and don't find it, just let me know. But that one's a great resource, and that's people who are doing it. And you can do a search for outline, script, anything you're thinking of. If you want brownie pan, if you want to post some stuff for that, it's all in there. And they're very, very sharing, which I love because I'm not that creative.
I was going to say, if somebody is creative like that, obviously, and
oh yeah, and it takes time. That's what. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, and the more you share, the better it's going to be for the entire company.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. And so what I have heard is, some people, when you're just copying and pasting the exact same wording, sometimes Facebook will catch it and think that you're spamming. So you might want to change up the wording a little bit. If you find it somewhere, change a few sentences, move something around. You can use the same picture, switch up the picture. It's really whatever you want. And what I just heard someone say was that they just ask their host, okay, well, what products do you want me to focus on? What do you like to eat? What is something that you want to see? And that's how she'll gear her entire show. The virtual party, she'll just take and say, okay, she wants the kids stuff. All right, let me focus on that. Let me throw in a few other things. This person wants all new cookware. All right, let me focus on some cookware and the rock crocs and all this, and then I'll show some little things. So even on our team page on the Pampered Chef Training Center, if you do a search for script or virtual, you'll see a bunch of old outlines on there as well. You might even be able to type outline as a search, but you'll find old ones on there that you can go and take some of those and copy and paste them, because the only thing that changes really is the guest special and the host special. So those things you won't want to copy and paste, but the product information is there. It's still good. The pictures are still good. So a lot of times I'll even use stuff from an old outline, because then I know no one else is using that outline right now. And then I know I'll be fine. I won't get in Facebook jail. So.
Yeah, I know. That was funny.
Crazy.
I mean, not for you, but I was like, really? That exists?
Yeah, Facebook jail exists. I got a 48-hour hold. I was like, and then I didn't realize how much I rely on my groups. I couldn't post in the team page. I couldn't post anywhere. I was like, man, all right, crazy. But yeah, so each week will just be a quick little 30-minute call, and then I will assign a phone call or something for homework, just so that way it's going to help to reinforce what we've already talked about. So it's going to build on all of those skills. Sound
Are you
good?
going to post what the homework is also?
Yes, I'll post it.
Okay.
Since I know you're driving, and then I'll also, once this stops recording, I will I'll post the video as well, so you can watch the replay and see the PowerPoint. If you want to, you never have to go back and watch it, but if you want to, it's all on here, and I'll post the homework here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Alrighty, and congrats on submitting your first show and adding your first team member all in a week. You're phenomenal. Keep it going.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, good luck on your virtual parties. I like being added to them.
Okay, all right, thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.